In today's video, we're going to be talking about some new details surrounding the Mansions update in Grand Theft Auto Online, specifically how these big mega properties are going to work in a multiplayer online game where multiple people can own the same luxury property. We'll be diving into that and a whole lot more all in this video today. But first, I noticed this when you log into Grand Theft Auto Online. I'm on a PlayStation 5. You actually get some new little updates to the splash screen. Like, for example, the game will actually tell you if you've unlocked the gold tier of the Pricks Luxury Real Estate Program, which again gives you essentially a $2,000 discount. $1 million for free. It's a cool little bit of artwork that I didn't expect loading into the game. And there's also another screen as well that tells you about what's coming soon. It gives you the same sort of specifics that we see on the newswire. It's just now available on the consoles. And you can see it says a safe house in the hills. I don't think there's anything new with this background picture here. It looks like very similar to the same one that Rockstar showed off in the teaser. So I don't think there's anything new to gather there. But if you are on the consoles, that is something you will see upon logging in. So kind of an interesting little change right there. However, what we're going to talk about today really begins with someone asking a question on the GTA forum site regarding how this whole thing is going to work regarding the mansion interiors. They said lots of talking about being able to see inside from the outside. But how would that work? We don't have anything like that because it's a multiplayer game and players in the same session can own the same property and they want to use it independently. So before we dive into what TezFunds2 had to say there, basically, let's just take a look at what Rockstar showed off very quickly in the trailer, or should say like the teaser trailer for this. And you can see that we're on the outside and we can see what's going on the inside. People are moving around, doors are opening, things are happening inside as we're on the outside. And that's the only property that functions like that. Like, for example, you can't see what's going on in someone's Maze Bank apartment. You can't see what's going on inside the casino penthouse from the outside. This would be the first of its kind in Grand Theft Auto Online if it functions like this way. Because the way Rockstar is seemingly setting it up here, it looks like they're trying to say, hey, this is going on in free mode. There's NPCs hanging around on your big mansion property, and you're hanging out on the inside while things are still going on the outside. You guys can see each other. Well, it turns out that might not necessarily be the case, because getting back to TezFunds2's answer, he said, we'll find out on release day or prior if Rockstar shares more info. But there's definitely a catch, much like how some players expected Cayo Perico to be fully accessible. I imagine the front door, the roof, and other access points will throw you into a safe, instant space where you'll face the usual interior limitations, such as no weapon wheel and invisible walls, so you can't jump out into the open world. Either this or it's like 5M, where 1 or 3 players, depending on how many mansions there are, will have access to said mansions, and the rest of the players can either invite themselves into said mansions or switch sessions to enter theirs. The question is whether the heli and the 3 cars seen in the teaser are marketing BS or stuff you can see within your mansion. So there's a lot to break down there. Obviously, we'll find out, of course, how this is going to work on release date if Rockstar shares more information. We know that the trailer is coming out on December 9th, so there's plenty of time for Rockstar Games to give us more details. It really felt like the short little trailer that they showed off was not the full shebang that they were going to give us. So I feel like there could be more coming there. But I do agree, there's definitely probably a catch coming. We all thought Cayo Perico was just going to be this island off the shore that we could visit. Turns out it's only available during the Cayo Perico heist. Now, TezFunds2 believes that there's a couple of options here. One, Rockstar essentially creates like a bubble for your mansion. And if you enter that bubble through, I guess, certain points, it'll throw you into a safe area where you won't be able to use your weapon wheel. There'll be invisible walls, so you can't go out into the open world, etc. Or it could be similar to the limitation system, like being a CEO or an MC leader, where there's only so many organizations that can be in the game. Now, again, that all depends on how many mansions are going to be available to purchase. But if there is a decent number of them, Rockstar could limit how many mansion owners there are in the game. And that would eliminate one of the complaints that a lot of people have right now, that like if you only have 2 or 3 of these properties, is like, tens of thousands of people all going to own the same property. That feels a little bit unrealistic. Now, if that is the case where Rockstar Games are going to limit how many people have the mansions and only 1 or 2 or 3 of them can have them per session. If I was a betting man, I'm going to say these mansions are going to be super expensive, considering the $2 million discount that we already looked at the beginning of this video, the fact that mansions are kind of like the creme de la creme. This could be the final and biggest GTA Online update. It wouldn't be shocking if these are some of the most expensive piece of properties we've had in the game. And so because of that, Rockstar might be thinking, well, there's only so many people that are going to be able to afford this mansion. There's no problem and no big deal if we only make it limited to 1 or 2 or 3 per session. And then, of course, the final option could be that Rockstar just made all this up for the teaser trailer itself, and that the way they made it look like free mode and you could see the interior from the outside was just some marketing magic that they ended up doing. I'm hoping that's not the case, but we have seen Rockstar Games sort of manipulate the world in the past to give us an idea for their teasers and trailers. Now, there was a little bit more follow-up to that, as someone ended up saying, but they are specifically calling it a safe house, and maybe that implies it'll be a headquarters of a new heist, which has funds to say, not really. Pretty much all properties are technically safe houses, as in you're immune to damage, can't use the weapon wheel, can't sprint, can't ragdoll, etc. So I don't know if there's going to be anything else attached to this update other than just simply buying big mansions. I would have thought if the name of the update was something else, maybe there would have been some other business thing associated with it. Rockstar Games did say that there will be business aspects to this mansion. Like, you'll probably be able to manage all your other businesses from there, which will just be another multi-million-dollar add-on. But the fact they're calling the update a safe house in the hills really does imply that it looks like a lot of this update is just going to be buying this big house. In fact, Rockstar's description of the DLC itself says you've already built an empire. Now let Pricks Luxury Real Estate erect your palace in GTA Online. So it really does feel like the entire premise of this update is to just establish a big mansion for your character to live in, because you've had all these updates over the last 12 years where you've built an empire and made, hopefully at this point, millions of dollars. So I really do hope that the mansions are not a bust, because this is something we've been wanting in Grand Theft Auto Online for years now. I remember talking about mansions and the prospects of having them in the game all the way back in 2014, 2015, and now that they're finally here, I just don't want them to be disappointing in any way, shape, or form. I think it's already a little bit of a negative that there only seems to be so many different mansion locations. It seems to be a pre-built site when there's already hundreds of really cool other properties in game that we would love to end up purchasing, and even some big iconic ones like the Playboy Mansion, stuff like that. So we really will just have to wait and see, but for now, that's what we know on the mansions update, how they're likely going to work thanks to Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2. Hopefully Rockstar gives us some more information soon. As I'm recording this video, they haven't given us anything new outside of the teaser trailer we got a couple of days ago. But anyways, let me know what you think about everything we discussed in this video today in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.